Okay, so now here we have here's the input shaft. Let's call it the input shaft. I call it the input shaft. And the cogs for this one. This is the original one. I'm not going to use this anymore. Normally when you change your bearings and so on, you would open this up and change the springs that are inside. But since I'm not going to use this, I won't do that, because I got a new one here. And I got a new straight cut primary cog here. You can see this is not straight cut, this is straight cut, and this is a 64 tooth, and I don't remember what the original one is. Is it 67 or whatever? I don't remember. Then I have this one, and for the fourth gear here, it's only 20 teeth here, where the original have 21. So this would be the same as to change the actual transmission gear cog to get a shorter fourth gear. But this, they say, should be less stress on the things when you have one less here rather than one more on the transmission cog. So I won't need this, I'm going to use this. And if you can see that here, you see that this part is thicker and this is thinner. And the same goes for these tooths here. They are not lined up in the center, and that's because these have different sizes. So this can only fit one way. It can fit both ways, but if I fit it correctly now, it's even here and it's even here. If I would fit it the wrong way, which is this way, like that, then it's just underneath the edge, and here it's outside edge. So this is the wrong way. It needs to go this way. But first of all, I need to put my shaft in here and put the bearing in. And I have the bearing in the freezer, so I will just pop it in here. So that's no big deal. All about to put the new springs in here before I can put my plates on. These are 2 springs, and they go like this. And then you have to squeeze them in. That's 2, 4 to go. The springs are in place. Looks like this, and now it's time for these plates. And looking at the old one, you can see this one goes on top like so, and this in the bottom, and the rivets goes from this side onto that one, and then we will bang them in from the other side. So I put my rivet in here, and I put this on the edge here. Then I can like that. Now we got that sorted, and it's time to put some new needles in here. I got them here. It should be 21, I think, if I don't remember wrong. So the easiest way here is just to put some grease on here so they stick, and then slide it in. It was 21, and before we can push this shaft in again, we need to put it back in the engine, because otherwise, if you push this in now, you won't be able to get this into the engine. So take it here and gently, I'm gonna remove this one. Like that. Try to get this in without losing all the needles. There we go. They're all in place, and we're going to give this a light tap with the hammer so it goes in, and then we can put our nut and our locking washer here. Now that's in place, and I'm going to lock this when I get the clutch cover on later on. So this is the old clutch, and I'm going to use this, but I'm going to change the springs and the plates, and I'm going to have these straight cut cogs instead of these ones. 23 teeth. This is 23 teeth, and I could go for a coaster clutch, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. So I'm going to pick this apart and see how it looks. The new discs needs to soak in oil before you put them in. So that's what I'm doing now. So they can stay in here overnight, I guess. I've taken the clutch cover apart, and because you have an O-ring here that you need to change. I have in my new kit here. Here we have the new one. Just put this on here. Like that, and we can put this back together again. We're also going to put in a new O-ring here, which is always necessary doing this. So that's how far we can get right now. Now we have to wait for the discs to soak in oil. Now these friction discs have been soaking in oil, so I can put them in here. And it's just to put them in the same order as the old one was. Can remove the worst of the oil, otherwise it will be too sticky. Here you can see on the old friction discs that they are really worn. Extremely worn, I must say so. It was indeed time for new ones. And the new ones actually consists of 4 friction discs, where this old one only had 3, but everything is thinner on this one, so the total height of the friction discs and the plates are the same on this one, so that's not an issue. So now this is going in here. Start with this one. And you need to, as you can see here, you need to get your springs lined up correctly in the holes underneath here when you push this down, so they don't, you see this is not lying correctly, so you need to fix that before you push everything together. Here you can see I put this into tension just to be able to look at all the springs so that they are in the correct position, and they seem to be. And then I just can screw this down until it gets to the bottom. I can put in my locking again. That's one clutch done. Let's put it into place. We're going to use a new Woodruff key, and be sure to put your cog in here for the oil pump. Now we can lock this up with our new locking washer and new castle nut. There we have the clutch in place. Now I'm just going to put the clutch cover back on and lock this nut here. Then we're done with this.